Leigh Brown. This is Crazy Shit in Real Estate. And today you're going to get a fun two-part conversation with Megan and Parnell. They are residential and commercial brokers out in Colorado. And we've got some really fun little conversation for you. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Make sure you stick around for the information at the end, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey, real estate agents, do you struggle to make videos for your YouTube channel that actually make your phone ring? Do you have a YouTube channel, but the videos don't get any views and you're really not getting phone calls from the people who are dying to hire you? Well, guess what? My good friend, Karen Carr, teaches real estate agents how to make YouTube videos that actually turn into an evergreen sales funnel. You'll spend a couple of hours making a very simple video without a lot of bells and whistles and frankly, not much production value. And people are going to call you when they're ready to buy or sell a house in your market, not just right now, but for weeks and months and years to come. Yay, evergreen content. Now she's doing a free 5-day challenge starting on Halloween, October 31st. So I highly recommend this. I mean, it's a free challenge. You can do it if you just will. You will learn how to set up your channel to grab viewers by the eyeballs, how to research what exactly they'd like to watch, and what your YouTube channel needs to have highly converting videos. Best part of all this, it's a free challenge and you don't have to spend a lot of money on ads. So enroll today at youtubeforagents.com/Leigh. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Now we can hear you.
Now we got you. Sorry.
Turn all the way.
Man, you guys are like super matchy between your shirts and your backdrop.
Well, one of us was supposed to have a green shirt on, but that didn't work out. So
I try not to do anything that's super branded on here because I don't want anybody to think they're being sold to on the podcast. Do you have a different backdrop maybe?
We can swing around real quick if you want.
Yeah, because this is like our podcast room. So this is set up behind. I'm trying to see if I can.
I do like those awesome brown chairs you're in though. They're pretty cool.
Thanks. They're old BMW. Old BMW seats. I thought that I could like change. Oh, can I blur my background? Is that?
Oh yeah, that works great. Yeah. Okay. Then all we have for logos, what's on your shirts, and so that's not nearly as aggressive.
In our shirts, to say the Simple Life Colorado. So if you go look it up, it's not the company name. So.
Yeah, but Parnell Sitport, like, don't.
I mean, obviously, if people reach out to you, they'll know who you're with. I just don't want anybody to come here and immediately like click away because they won't listen.
Yeah.
No, right. Yeah. Absolutely. We're good with that.
That's fair.
All right. So welcome to the podcast and thank you for coming on to hang out with me for a little bit.
Thank you for having us.
So tell our audience where you're located, who you are, how long you've been in real estate, give them a little bit of background so they know who they're listening to today.
Yeah. So we live up in Winter Park, Colorado. It's a small ski town about an hour out of Denver, hour and a half out of Denver.
Is that near Estes Park or you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in between Estes Park in Denver.
Yep.
But you're not in the Shining though, because Estes Park is in the Shining.
Correct.
Yeah, we're not in the Shining.
We're not in the Shining. Yes.
Good reference.
So I've been doing real estate with the family. I'm a third generation real estate agent. So I've been doing it since I was a kid. We have one of our stories that we'll tell you about that. And then I got licensed in 1994. And Megan?
I have been licensed since 2008. Started working with these guys in 2006. And so we're pumped to be on this because that crazy shit in real estate is pretty much our lives.
Yeah. And
because you came into the market right about the time the market changed.
Yes. Started from the bottom, and then so learned a lot.
And I'm currently the designated managing broker for the state of Colorado and Nebraska. So
for EXP commercial. And then I run our residential team.
Oh, nice. All right. So the commercial side probably still has less drama than the residential side. Yeah.
Yeah. The commercial side is not as fun. There's no emotions. It's just numbers.
Yeah, but it's less drama. So I think some days I would probably say that's a win.
Yes, it's a win.
There are so many days when we're working on a deal and I look at him and I'm like, maybe I'll make the switch to commercial because this is a lot to handle.
You're over there looking at a spreadsheet and I'm talking about whose kid is going to get which bedroom.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Then we're not.
Talk to me a little bit about what's been going on in your markets. Are you seeing any shifting and changing going on right now? A little bit of heartburn as we transition?
Yeah, we're still seeing more properties are coming on the market. At one point, we were down to 17 houses on the market for the county. So that was a little scary time. But we're still having, if it's the right property and you price it right, we're still having multiple offer situations. If you overprice it, and I mean by like $1 or $2, it sits on the market for 6 months. So,
Yeah.
it's a be cautious about how you price for sure.
Right. And then anything that needs a little bit of work, it's hard to find people to do anything to fix up a place. So anything that needs work.
Anything.
Anything.
So on the commercial side, you're in Colorado. Do you do weed dispensaries and marijuana farms and grow houses? It's not legal here. All we have is CBD.
Yeah.
But you've got the whole kit and caboodle. So what does that do to your commercial market? Has that stabilized it? Like with COVID, we saw a lot of pressures on office space, but I'm just going to wager that the marijuana side of the business didn't have the same pressures.
Yeah, actually it went up. The side of the marijuana business went up. So there was more dispensaries that were made because you can run the whole farm with 2 people. You can run a dispensary with 2 people. So the dispensaries, at least in Colorado, they were considered a necessity, just like liquor stores. You got to keep people calm. You don't want them getting excited.
I know, but in so many states, like realtors weren't essential. You could buy weed, but you can't sell a house. I mean, the uneven application was wild, but we won't go down that rabbit hole.
I was going to say that's a whole nother conversation.
I get really mad, but anyway, I won't get mad right now.
Yeah. So the weed thing's a big deal. Farm's a big deal. Farming's a big deal. A lot of people are giving up the marijuana farms because there's too many of them. So a lot of them are going to the cannabis side, more cannabis, and what's the other thing called? Hemp. They're doing the hemp. So now they're making shirts, boxes. They'll probably make cars out of it soon. So that they've figured out how to make hemp, and it's with the binding materials they use, it lasts a long time, but when you don't want to dissolve it, you can dissolve it and it goes back into natural products.
Well, so George Washington grew hemp, so it basically is the most American of American products.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, good point.
So it's that's the big industry that's kind of coming around Colorado. Right now, there's probably too many dispensaries at this point. So some of them are going to start going out of business. On the other side of commercial business, everybody's afraid to start a new business because there could be another shutdown,
No. Dr. Fauci said he never did a lockdown. Didn't you see his interview? He's so innocent.
Right. And it's like monkeypox. They're trying to talk about this monkeypox. 5 people have been sick. They're all based in one sector of the community, so it's very isolated. But interesting how they're trying to keep us in fear, right? I think that's what they're trying to do, is keep people in fear.
They already made a lot of money off the pandemic when all of us had a really rough time figuring out how to navigate it.
Yes. And then the commercial space for office space is way down because nobody needs to go back to the office because everybody's learned how to work from home. Some companies have found out the production went down, but other companies, their production's way up because people are willing to get their work done, even though it might take more hours, but they're at home. So they take a break and then they come back and work. So they're working from 7 a.m. until midnight. Just get their work. I do
wonder when the public's going to figure out that work from home sounds like a good idea, but you're working 12 and 14 hours because you're addicted. You see the blue screen and you walk by, emails, do a few things and then walk away. And like people are never turning it off. And I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be productive, but there's a limit to what you should be doing in the day. So I guess that'll probably another year or two as people figure out that the burnout's going to start to pick up, I think.
Yeah.
Sure. That pendulum will swing back. I think it's already started to a bit. There's a lot of people I know that are like looking forward to getting back into an office and really separating that personal life from their work life. Yeah.
To have some other adults for interaction that you're not legally required to be with, like your spouse and kids.
Right. And being in the business so long, we joke about it, but so when everybody, and we'll talk about Megan's first deal because that's how she was introduced to real estate. But when a lawyer comes up and says, "Hey, we're suing you," and they hand me the papers, everybody in the office freaks out and they wonder why I walk away so calm. I'm like, it's just news. Somebody just gave me a new newspaper. I just need to read it, see what's going on, figure out where we are. So that's Megan's introduction to real estate. If you want to hear her story,
Parnell's been conditioned though from how he grew up as well. But yes, my first introduction to real estate, the first deal I ever did, I got sued. So
the very first one.
Yeah. And it was silly. I know, right? Welcome to the club. And Parnell was so calm about it, which was awesome to have that mentorship and guidance. But yeah, it was like a little lot deal. I had been talking to the buyer, like we had the listing. So we worked out this deal, got everything done. And then like a week before we were about to close, the buyer had said to me, because he actually he wrote up the offer himself. Like he pulled a form from the state website.
Even better.
He put a brokerage's logo on it, and it didn't have the broker's name or anything. So it looked weird when we got it, and we were kind of on heightened alert. So then we get to closing, and I had never talked to the other agent about it. She never reached out to me, anything like that. And we get to closing, and he wanted a commission. And I was like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, you don't get a commission. Because he was looking at his settlement statement and saying like, where's that 3%, or maybe it wasn't.
Hang on.
Yeah.
This is the buyer was wanting the commission, but he doesn't have a license or anything.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Just confirming here. All right.
Yes.
So we explained this to him and talked to him about it. And then he tried to drag this other agent into it. So we had the conversation, Parnell called that agent's managing broker and explained the situation. And that managing broker goes, I don't want to touch this. I don't want to be anywhere near this. She's like, we're not involved. So do what you guys need to do. We're not asking for anything. See ya. Like, she's like, we're good. Good luck. And so we're on the phone with the attorney of the buyer on the day of closing, and he's yelling at us and he's telling us we're idiots and all of this stuff. And his lawyer, and Parnell goes to him, hey, to this attorney, he's like, I want you to read this line of the contract out loud. And so he goes down there and he says, and it says, this is not part of the contract, because underneath this is the end of the contract, because underneath that is where it talks about commissions.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy just stopped abruptly, and he's like, shit. He's like, okay. He's like, let me call my client. And he got the buyer to go to closing. They closed. It was fine. We didn't have to pay out anything to this guy. But it was like 11th hour. It was so intense. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing now. This is the.
And how much was that lot, Megan? How much was that lot?
60,000.
Of course. See,
I know. Yeah. That's the shit. It's like, it's like a $30,000 lot, $60,000 lot, whatever. And then you get these more affluent buyers, and you're, selling $1 million properties, and it's like.
And they're fairly chill. So you look at HGTV. Now you know why they only focus on the $1 million agent in the Beverly Hills, because you don't have nearly the level of what just happened that you have with inexpensive lot. And your heart rate must have been through the roof when the whole thing was going down.
Yeah, I was like researching, okay, what's the process? Like, okay, I get sued and we have to do all of this. But like I said, Parnell's been in the industry for so long. He has dealt with so many different situations, and he was just really calm, and he knew we did everything right, so it was all good. And he was a really great, partner to have in that situation, because I was like, God.
What the offer to purchase said. I mean, a lot of agents rolling around out there would never have noticed that little line that says.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they never read the whole contract.
Right.
And so then one of our more recent deals we did, that was a commercial deal. We had a contract come in. We had an RV park, a very special RV park back at the back of a reservoir with a river running through.
Why was it special?
Because you'll never be able to do it again in Colorado.
Oh, I thought you could have like as a nudist colony or something special.
Yeah,
but it's
no. It could have been
turn into that if
it was definitely a hippie place for a while there. But so we got this offer, and it was a $5 million property. We got this offer, and the lady put in the legal description, but she didn't read the full legal description. So she left an acre out of the property in the middle. So she would have bought everything but the acre in the middle that was next to the river.
That was on the river. Right. The seller looked at that offer because we told him about it, and he's like, shit, I get to keep this?
And we did.
I was like, according to this, like, we can make it work that way.
If you want to be that guy, then yeah, you could
exactly.
And he would be that guy. He would have been the deal didn't happen, but he would have been that guy. That
he totally would have.
Keep that acre.
Look, that means that 1 acre was about to be worth $5 million on its own, and she has to go back and re-grab it.
Exactly.
Have you ever gone driving past a house that you sold and saw somebody else's sign in the yard, that's the moment where, as a realtor, you totally throw up in your mouth a little bit, because you know the reason they use somebody else is probably that you didn't follow up enough. So what are you to do? You're very busy. That's what we have for you here. Check out followupboss.com/crazy, where you'll get a 30-day free trial of the program that top producers use to get themselves more organized. The best part is it plugs into over 250 different programs to give you ideas and timeframes for follow-up with people that want to support your business if they could just remember your name. So if you want to avoid that sick feeling in the bottom of your stomach when you lost business that you should have had, go to followupboss.com/crazy and check it out for a free trial. You'll want to sign up and be like all the top producers in town, and frankly, just
how did she get that left out of the personal description?
Your clients,
was her agent screwing up, or was it?
remember you.
It was the agent that wrote the offer. Yeah, she just missed it. So I don't know. It was like, you've probably seen, it's kind of shocking the offers you get, and people that, this is their full-time gig, and you're like, really? So it was one of those situations. It was an agent who had been licensed for a very long time. And when we got the offer, I looked at Parnell, I said, I can't even counter this. This is such a mess. I was like, I've done that before, and I don't mean to be like whatever about it, but I was just like, it's better if I just rewrite the offer.
No, but the rough part is that's the agent who would call you and say, I've been doing this for 45 years, and let me tell you. And you're like,
exactly.
Ma'am, you left blanks on it, ma'am, please fill it out right. Not yelling at you, but it's weird. But we talk in real estate all the time about realtors don't read. And it's humorous when we think about the volume of emails that we get and number of solicitations that you get from lenders and from banks and inspectors and warranty companies and the whole bit. But it really shouldn't apply when we're doing the paperwork for somebody to buy and sell real estate. And so I would just say to any realtor out there, just slow down.
Right.
Honestly, most of the mistakes come in when we speed it up.
Read the contract, understand the contract. That's your biggest, it's the major component of what you do.
My favorite offer that ever came in was on 2011 paperwork. Came in last year. And I was like, that's a really old paperwork. Please use the updated version.
10 years later, you're like, you can still get it for free from the state website if you want. You don't have to pay for the software.
Still remember, hey, we have state forms. Yay.
Yeah. So what's crazy is I've been in real estate knowing about real estate, right? Obviously, I couldn't sell it when I was a kid, but the first contract I saw was 1 page long.
Oh.
Right. It was one legal size page. If anybody knows what a legal size page is.
And it was triplicate, inches. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
One for the office, one for you, one for the client.
Yep. And now what are they? 17 to 25 pages, depending what state you're in.
30.
Well, in California's probably got 300 pages, but every time somebody sues, here comes another clause in the contract.
Right.
You can't make people behave. I mean, if we're honest about it, the 1 pager, somebody's either going to be good or they're going to misbehave. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 page or 450.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
And every time somebody rich dies in the house, right? Not get on sad subject, but if a rich person dies in the house, that's why everybody has to have smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in their houses now, because some rich family died one day, and now that's a law that's in the paperwork, right?
Oh, it sometimes also happens when a legislator has a smoke detector company, and then they update the regulations for it.
Yes,
I'm not saying that's ever happened in my state. I'm sure it's happened in other states, but
it sounds like you love government.
I mean, I think that the government needs a thorough cleansing.
Yes,
absolutely.
Bureaucrats too, not just the elected people, but the bureaucrats, because I'm kind of over it right now. But we need smart regulations. We need security. We need military. But we don't need to have their hands in our pockets with 87,000 new IRS agents. I'll just lay that out.
Well, speaking of that, just since you brought it up, I looked at the job description, and by my understanding, the only people that would take that job will be my age, 50 plus, know how to use a weapon, and are willing to work 14 to 20 hours a day and holidays. So I'm not thinking there's a lot of people applying for that job right now, right? And if they are, they're all Republicans.
Frankly, the physically fit part is what's going to rule out a lot of the public, because if we know about the COVID era, that Quarren 20 is a real thing. So
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait, it wasn't real. Fauci said that wasn't real either. We didn't have to
I
quarantine.
forgot about that. That's
That-
right. Because we
that's in-
didn't need a mask, then we needed 4 of them, and it's very confusing.
Yes,
It's very confusing. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at least I know now who's good at critical thinking and who blindly follows along.
right, exactly. And then, so staying on real estate topics for everybody, my introduction to real estate was with my dad. He wanted to teach me how to do a showing on a house. So we go into this house. It's a practice showing, right? He doesn't have any clients.
And how old were you at the time?
I think I was 17 or 18, maybe
Okay.
19, because we were going to be his showing agents, right? Drive people to the house, show them the house.
Man, he was early at changing his business model. Go, Dad.
Yes, go
Yeah.
Dad. So we go into this house and you can hear water running, and he just goes to the bathroom, opens the door, reaches in the shower and turns off the water. And then you hear this lady scream, right? It's like, holy shit, Dad, the lady's home. You said nobody was here. So that was my introduction on how to show a house. So I know if the water's running,
Wait a
close
minute,
the
you're
door.
like 19. There's a lady screaming in the shower. Were you really that upset?
Well, I wasn't upset, but I was embarrassed for my dad, really. Is what happened.
Okay, embarrassed, yeah, but
Yeah.
oh look,
Yeah.
don't be atting me in the comments, people. You got to laugh a little bit once in a while, for heaven's
Yes,
sake.
right. Well, this is the crazy shit that happens in real estate, right? We're trying to tell you the fun side of real estate. It's
I
not
mean, honestly, we have to laugh a lot. This is a fun business, and you never know what's going to happen. Frankly, the luckiest thing for you, Megan, is that your first deal was
Oh, yeah.
an unexpected shit show, so that you could say, all right, well, it's got to be easy after that.
right.
Honestly, yeah, nothing that prepared me. It was so epic because nothing shocks me anymore. We have new agents that come on board and they're all freaked out and they're like, have you ever dealt with this? And I'm like, don't worry. It's going
You're
to be
like,
fine.
absolutely not,
Yeah.
but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah, we had, I think the whole team was in the office, and we had the police come in one day and they were serving me papers for something, and and I'm having a conversation with the cop. He's like, the guys are like, why aren't you freaking out? And the cop goes, I've known Parnell for 10 years. We've worked together. We're friends. He knows I'm just handing him paper. There's no reason to get upset. Right.
He sold me my house. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Well, my dad once said that if you have nobody complaining about you, you're not doing enough deals. And
Right.
That's what he told me.
yeah,
He's
it's
like,
the
if
emotion
you're
of the
not,
business.
he's like, if you're not getting sued in real estate, you're not doing it right.
You're not doing enough.
Or you're not
that
doing
we do
enough.
it- yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that we're doing it wrong. It's that the rules change, consumer expectations
Yes.
change. You can't control the other side. That's half of it a lot of the
Yeah.
times. And none of us have control over the other side of a transaction or the other agent, but we do the best we can to be calm and bring them along and keep everything together. So if somebody's looking for an amazing residential or commercial broker who stays calm and team that knows how to keep things happen out in the Midwest, how can they find you guys?
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're the Simple Life Colorado. We cover all over Colorado. So we're in the mountains, but we're also in Denver and the Front Range area. So you can find us on Instagram at the Simple Life Colorado, or you can always call our office. It's 970-726-2000. And we'll be happy to chat with you and see how we can help you out.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming on the show, guys. And
Yeah.
thanks for giving us a lot of different things to chat about and be interested in. And friends, if you have questions about Colorado, now you know who to reach out to. And if you're in Colorado, I think you should go make friends. So thanks for coming on the show. And I look forward to seeing you guys in person.
Thanks for
yes.
having us.
Hey, and I listened to some of your other episodes. It's a pretty good show you put on. It's good.
It's awesome.
Well, thank you. You never know what you're going to get episode to
Yeah.
episode. In fact, earlier today, I recorded one with the head of VA lending. So I think that's a really good agent one because people have lots to think about VA loans. So
Yeah.
then we get to bring it in with a little bit of fun here in Colorado. So it's a good balance.
Well, I
That's
listened to
awesome.
one of the commercial guys and he was just so dry. It was just, this is what we do. And like his stories were dry. I'm like, this isn't crazy shit, guy. I don't know what you've done for a living, but that's not crazy shit.
But in commercial world, that's kind of crazy for commercial people.
Yes.
Right. That is. I was like, it's all perspective.
it's all perspective. So
Yeah, I kind of wish there's days I wish I had been a commercial agent too, like you were saying, Megan, because it's so 8 to 5 and it's calm and cool. But then they don't get baked goods at closing, and we get baked goods.
no, right. So my grandpa used to call the women that were in business Betty Crocker agents, right?
Oh,
They come in and they make a quick cake and they throw it in the oven and they walk away. right? That's the Betty Crocker. And I was like, oh my God, Grandpa, if you said that today, how much do we get? That's why I waited till after we were done.
Oh no, all it did is make me hungry. So I would be a Betty Crocker agent. Bring me some cake.
You're like, yeah, absolutely.
Right,
I'm on
right,
board.
right.
It's fine.
I'm 100% in.
I don't care who bakes it.
Yeah, right. So
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so
yes,
much.
thank you. Nice
You're
meeting you.
welcome. And I'll see you guys sometime.
Yes,
That'd be awesome.
sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So, if you found value in this episode, please like and subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell, and catch another amazing episode by clicking above. Crazy Shit in Real Estate is also available in all of your normal podcast apps. So if that's where you like to hang out, go find me, click subscribe, and most importantly, leave me a review that says you think I'm awesome, my guests are awesome, or this content is just exactly what you were looking for. And then, by the way, if there's something you need, you want to learn about something, you can comment below anytime. You can also send me a direct message if you need to remain anonymous. No judgment. But anyway, I'll only judge if you forget to subscribe and click. I'll see you next time.